tossers have thrown it out the door with their behaviour this week. They should be ashamed of themselves. They should absolutely look at themselves in the mirror and wonder what the have they been doing. They're hissing at us and calling us cheats in the Lord's long room, and they have the gall to say, talk to us about the spirit of cricket. Absolute bullshit.
There's a big appeal, it's hit him on the pad, he's out! Lions gone, New South Wales are 9 down! Onto Sydney Road, and it's hit a car! Oh, I think it's hit a car! What a way to bring up your 50!
All you want is to leave it all behind. Now there is a simple remedy to stay fit for all eternity.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Cricket Unfiltered podcast. I am Menners, and I've got a real treat in store for you now, listeners, because joining me is New South Wales skipper, Sydney Sixers star, Washington Freedom star, Jack Edwards. Is about to head off with Australia A to India. Jack, welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Manners. I'm very good. Had a big day of training today and a bit of golf, so it's nice to finish the day with chatting with you.
Oh, excellent. Well, you probably know I've been commentating on your first-class career basically since you came into the New South Wales side, so it's great to have you finally on the podcast and talk a little bit about your career. But just firstly, what have you been doing this winter? Where have your travels taken you?
When the season finished, I had about 6 weeks until I headed off to the US for the MLC. I was over there for about a month and a bit. That was a great tournament. I did it last year with the Washington Freedom. It was back into it this year and got to play a few more games. So, yeah, that was nice. And since being back, I was training with the Blues and then told that I'm heading off to the Aussie A in India. So, I think that's about 2 weeks away now. So, yeah, just preparing for that.
Yeah, it must have been a great reward to get that call that you're heading off with Australia A. I know you played with Australia A in the past, but just, you had such a good year last year to get that little bit of a boost. Must have been nice.
Yeah, I haven't actually. I was picked in it last year, but I got injured the game before, so I haven't actually played it yet. But yes, it's a nice reward. I feel like I had a decent couple of years playing for New South Wales, so it's nice to feel that it's been recognised up above.
Now, tell me, what was it like playing cricket in the US? I had Lisa Stalaker on last week, and she said you mentioned maybe you didn't think you'd be playing as many games as you ended up playing, but you played 12 games. I mean, what was the MLC like?
Yeah, it's good fun. It's a great tournament. I think there's actually some world-class names there and some really good local players as well. So it's very competitive cricket. And like I said, I went last year. I only played the one game last year. We had a star-studded team. Smudge and Travis Head and Marco Jansen and those kind of guys. And this year there's a few more injuries, guys pulling out with the longer IPL beforehand. So got the opportunity to play, and I played every game. We made the final. We lost the final by 5 runs, but a great experience to be able to bowl against, the likes of Puran, Pollard, Dre Russ, and facing similar caliber of bowlers. So actually to play them and have a little bit of success, I've taken a lot of confidence away from that.
Oh, amazing. I'm a big Washington Freedom fan, so I watched a lot of your games, and you had a tough loss in the final to MI New York, who came from nowhere. But, what was it like having Punter as your coach?
Yeah, I've loved it. Being able to, get a bit closer with him this year. Every game he really gets you up for. He sets high standards for the team, and I think that's a great thing. I think every time we went out there, it was with a purpose, and that kind of intensity that you saw throughout his career that when he was leading Australian side. So it was nice to get a little taste of that. And then we were away from the games. It was very relaxed and enjoy ourselves, play a lot of golf. But when we're there to train and play, it's time to switch on.
Yeah, Punter's a handy golfer. Did you take him out on the course?
Yeah, he was handy. I think he just cleaned up throughout. He win most of the games that we played.
Now, Glenn Maxwell, he was your skipper for the tournament. I think it's funny because I don't know if you remember when Maxwell wanted to leave Victoria and come to New South Wales, and it was blocked at the last minute. But finally, it has taken cricket to go to the US for Washington Freedom to nab Maxwell. He should be playing for the Unicorns, who are run by Cricket Victoria, but he's playing for the Cricket New South Wales team. What was Maxie like?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's an incredible player. First of all, he got 100 off, I don't know, 40 balls. That was just absurd. And yeah, he was captain this year, so I had some great chats with him on and off the field. He gave me a lot of freedom on the field to kind of he backed me in and set my own plans and allowed me to bowl some tough overs. So it was nice to be empowered in that sense. And actually had some great chats with him off the field in terms of T20 batting. One of the best to do it. So it was nice to pick his brain, and he sees the game in quite a unique way. So yeah, I feel like I learned a lot off him.
Must have been a bit strange sharing a dressing room with so many players you rivals with in the Big Bash.
Yeah, it was. As soon as you're in the same team, it's great fun. But I was trying to do a bit of research and watching Mitch Owen closely and watching Maxie
Yes.
closely and kind of figuring out how I'm going to bowl at them later on in the year. Didn't come up with too many answers, but yeah, great to be a part of that side and have a bit of success in it as well.
Oh, amazing. Sounds like a great experience playing cricket in the US.
Yeah, it was.
Let's go back a bit. Where did you play your junior cricket? Obviously, I heard the Edwards name for the first time when your older brother wandered onto the SCG as a reserve fielder for the Australian cricket team back in 2017 with his big long mop. But where did you play your junior cricket, and who were your sort of influences?
Yeah, so I'm a Northern Beaches boy. Grew up in Manly. Played for Beacon Hill Cricket Club, and then joined the Manly Cricket Club when I was about 13 or 14. And yeah, I think I made my first grade debut about 16 years old. And I think at the time when I came to the club, we were extremely strong. Still are now, but at that time, especially the first grade group, had some great leaders there. There was the likes of Tim Cruikshank, who's played for New South Wales, Adam Crosswaite, who played a lot for Victoria. Obviously, my older brother was a massive influence when I first came to the club, and then later on to New South Wales, allowed me to settle in very easily. We had the likes of Jay Lenton there, Steve O'Keefe. So, yeah, it was almost a first-class team playing grade cricket. So I learnt, how to play at that level pretty early on, and what it takes.
Stephen O'Keefe didn't lead you astray too much?
Certainly tried, but he was, a very smart cricketer as well. He taught me a lot about, the tactical side of things and also about the work ethic. He was an incredibly hard trainer when we were at training.
Oh, fantastic. I have a great memory of you playing for Manly. I was commentating on the game, and it was the day after you'd won the Big Bash with the Sixers, and you turned up to play a 50-over game. A little bit dusty from my vantage point in the commentary box. Maybe I'm wrong there, but, you peeled off I think a 90-odd. But I remember the first 2 overs, you just couldn't run between the wickets.
Well, yeah, I wasn't sure if I was dusty yet because I hadn't been to bed. And we did see the sun come up under the Harbour Bridge before I got picked up and taken to Manly Oval. But yeah, it was, I just couldn't quite nick it because I couldn't hit the ball. And every time it was on the stumps, I kept managing to keep it out. And then eventually, somehow I think I got 90 odd. Disappointing would have been one of the great stories, one of the great hundreds. But yeah, I think eventually my luck ran out.
I know, it was great. And obviously a huge win in the Big Bash, another Sydney Sixers title. Oh, that's great. Northern Beaches boy, grew up at Manly, and now, really established yourself as a, senior player in that New South Wales side. Do you feel this New South Wales team has sort of undergone a little bit of transition, but now it's kind of come out of that?
Yeah, it's in a very exciting place, I think. We've had some fantastic leaders and players probably leave us this year, and the likes of Moses and Jackson Bird. Obviously, Chris Tremaine is currently unavailable through injury. So, you quickly lose a lot of games there and a lot of leadership. So it's nice that there's a bit of a void there and people have to step up. And it's definitely a young group, but I feel like some leaders are emerging and kind of excited too. I feel like there's a really nice buzz around the place, lots of good energy, and I think we've got some trial games starting next week. So actually really excited to see if how we're training flows on into the games.
Excellent. And how did you go, when you were elevated to the captaincy, and how did you take on that extra pressure?
Yeah, it started last year. I was put in to do the one-day captaincy while Moses was still doing the Shield. Then he got an injury and just stepped into that role, thinking it was for a couple of games. And I did a little bit of captaincy when I was younger, and I really enjoyed it. I felt like it got the best out of me personally. I had some really nice games, and we had a few wins as well. So I took a lot of confidence from that, in that feeling that I can do it, and got some confidence from my teammates and coaches that it was going in a nice direction. So it's nice to have the opportunity to do that more full time this year, and try leave a mark on the direction of the side.
Yeah, that's a great attitude. It can be it can be, I guess, intimidating for some players to take that step up. But when were you captaining junior sides growing up?
I was captaining like my manly sides. When I came through the 17s and 19s, I wasn't so much in the captain spot, but always felt that I've had a good cricket brain and love thinking about the game. So it didn't feel like too much of a transition. More just the the leadership side of things, and taking on a bigger role as an all rounder. It can you've got to manage that mental fatigue as well.
Yeah, that's right. Batting, bowling, and skipper. On your bowling, your bowling's great year last year with the ball. Got it here, but 29 first class wickets last year for New South Wales. So great year with the ball. Your bowling's kind of come on a little bit in the last couple of years. What do you put that down to?
Hard work. It's probably been like a 6 or 7 year journey. When I was about 17 or 18, I wasn't really bowling much. I actually grew up bowling off the wrong foot. So when I was about 17, 18, I wasn't really bowling that much.
What were they doing at Manly? What were they to fix that up?
Well, in my head, I was bowling like Jimmy Anderson, but as soon as I saw it on camera, it certainly wasn't.
Oh no! Sure.
But I think in the last, I've probably been going at it for 5 or so years, working hard at it, and only in the last 2 or 3 years has it really kind of clicked. And it's very exciting. I realised quickly in first class cricket how hard batting was, and realised I've got to take some wickets as well if I want to stick around.
Well, that's true, and you've got the new Kookaburra ball that helps the bowlers a little bit more, a little bit of juice in the pitches early season. It's a delight for fast bowlers. I've noticed as well in the last few years, you really kind of filled out a little bit. Like, you've clearly been doing a lot of strength work and stuff because you big shoulders now. You hit the pitch hard. It's just such a great asset, isn't it? When you've got 2 strings to your bow. If you have a good day with the ball, it just takes the pressure off your batting a little bit.
Yeah, well, definitely. I think it'd be a waste if I didn't try to bowl being 6'6", and so I was always kind of working at it from the point of view that it would just help, batting, being an all rounder is just a lot more desirable. And I think as my bowling's gotten better, my batting's improved as well. Being able to have both of those things to fall back on. My mentality is still that I want to be the best bowler and the best batter, and to not really get too complacent on being an all-rounder, and that's enough.
Yeah. I felt for you and Jason Sanger when you were brought into the New South Wales side, very young, a lot of pressure put on both of you to perform at, 18, 19. And then what comes along is COVID around that period, which I think, must have been difficult for a young player in that in that COVID period. You need to be around people to learn. You need to have that kind of interaction, but you're kind of a bit isolated. Like that kind of been easy.
Yeah, it was, me and Sang did debut very young, and certainly I didn't understand my game at all. I was extremely grateful for the opportunity to play and absolutely loved it. But I think I'm in my 8th year now with the Blues, and only the last 2 or 3 years have I really started to put some consistent performances together. And there was a good period of time there as a young player where I felt quite lost and not really knowing where my career would go, or not feeling that I'm kind of reaching the potential that other people saw in me. So I feel like those experiences hold me in good stead, attempting to be a captain of the young squad that we have, and trying to pass on those learnings to them, that I know exactly how it feels to feel lost and not quite sure where you're going. But yeah, the COVID period was tough as well. I wasn't playing, but you're in the bubble. But I think my mindset has always been to just try and get better every day, and I hope that if I kept doing that, I'd become the cricketer that I wanted to be, and I feel like I'm slowly getting there.
And is that how you shook that feeling of feeling a bit lost? Was it that kind of just day-to-day grind, or was there somebody or something that stimulated a change?
Yeah, it's hard to put the finger on. I think I just kept working really hard. As the bowling got better, that made me feel a lot more confident in my place in the side, and not being so reliant on the batting. But yeah, it's probably around 21 or 22 where I was dropped from. I hadn't played a game all year. I was playing a lot of club cricket and second 11 cricket, and kind of just got to experiment with a few different things without being in the spotlight and in the furnace of trying to play first class cricket, which is extremely tough. Was able to actually go away and try a few things. So I don't view being dropped and going back to play club cricket as a negative thing all the time. It can actually be a positive, and I certainly think that 2 or 3 year period for me was that there was a lot of growth there, and kind of got out the other side of it, luckily.
Oh, fantastic. I mean, it's great to see, as I said, commentating on you since you came into the Blues side. I think I called 100 back in 2018-19 when you and Jason scored some runs at the SCG on a real flat deck. But
It's green as.
Well, yeah, okay. But great to see. Great to see you doing well, elevated to captaincy. Last question. So what have they told you? I know you're heading off for the whole Australia A tour, so you'll miss the first Shield game. But, what have they told you before the tour? 2 first-class games, 3 50-over games. Have they given you anything, instructions?
I think with the workloads, it'll probably look like playing one of the Red Bull games, potentially opening the bowling and that all-rounder spot as well. And then in the one days, all-rounder position, a bit of leadership stuff. Not
Great.
exactly too sure, but I think just being able to, score runs and take wickets no matter what position that you put in, that's basically what my job is to do there.
Fantastic. Yeah. I think Bailey said something about you and Sutherland being stick behind, a bit of senior figures, while some others come back to play some Shield cricket. Well, Jack, thank you so much for joining me on Cricket Unfiltered. Great to talk to you. Have a great time in India. I look forward to seeing you back for the Aussie Summers, then with the blue hat on, then the Sixers uniform on, and, a big domestic summer.
Yeah, thanks, Menace. Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Thank you.